Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Scott. There's Dave over here. And we don't have a movie today, so thanks for tuning in. No, hey, anyway, Dave and I talk a lot about shit on all kinds of shit and more shit, but on how we do the podcast. So today we were just going to kind of talk about what we look at in movies, how we come to our opinions, or what shapes our ideas and things like that. But before we get rolling into that, I recently I'm trying to catch up on the Marvel universe on movies that I've missed, and I watched Black Widow, and I have nothing but good things to say about it.
Cool.
It was a really good James Bond / Mission Impossible movie.
Oh, all right, cool.
To me, watching this, I thought I'm watching fucking James Bond. In fact, there's a scene where Natasha is in a camper in the middle of Norway watching a James Bond movie on a TV. And it was, I don't know which one, but it was probably from Russia with Love, because that's the one I would use. But
great movie.
Yeah, but it was really cool, complete with a villain in a flying fortress up in like a cloud city.
Oh,
and
no
it's like,
kidding.
oh, this is fucking awesome. This is so Bond. He spills his guts about his entire plan before it's like, oh, are you kidding me? It was really good, and it ties directly into the Hawkeye miniseries.
Oh, so, really?
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Does. It does. And that's what made me watch it, because I watched Hawkeye and said, fuck, I got to watch Black Widow.
Okay.
And that's why I did. And I do believe it's worth a watch.
That's pretty cool. Nice.
Anything that you've been partaking in?
I've just been watching old movies. I watched 2 of the Thin Man movies, The Thin Man and I think Return of the Thin Man.
I'm
They're
not
old
familiar with the
Hammett
Thin Man
stories that were done, that were made into movies back in the 40s, late 30s, early 40s.
Is this the Charlie Chan writer?
No. These are actual
that name. I mean, who wrote what else did he write? Because that name sounds very familiar.
Casablanca. No, not
That's
Casablanca.
it.
Not Casablanca. Maltese.
That's why I see the name. Okay, yeah. I knew there was some detective something.
The Man in the Gray Flannel Suit, I think he wrote. Dashiell Hammett wrote that. And like I said, The Thin Man and a few other novels, but they're so damn funny. I mean, it's an ex-detective who married into money, and his wife, he keeps trying to protect his wife. And you watch these movies now, and initially you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that to his wife. Like, he locks his wife into a closet at one point because she wants to go with him, and he's afraid what's going on is going to be dangerous. So he's like, go get your coat, honey. She goes in the closet. He locks his closet. So I'm like, everything the guy is doing, he's trying to save her.
Yeah.
In one of the movies, he's sitting on a bed and the guy's got a gun at him, but she's in the line of fire and he can't do anything to get the guy because she's in the line of fire. So he turns around and he does something to the guy, and he hits the lady, and like he just knocks her cold, knocks her out, rolls her off the bed, and then he tackles the guy, beats the shit out of the guy. He's got the guy like basically tied up for the cops to show up. And then he runs over to his wife to make sure she's okay. And she's like all kind of ticked off. He's like, I'm sorry, darling, but you were in the line of fire. I had to get you out of the way. And I was like, he could have just pushed her, but okay. But everything, he's always trying to protect her, and she just wants to be like right in the mix, right? So she's pretty cool. They're having a party at one point, and they're like, the only people at the party are all the people he arrested.
Oh, Lord.
They're all showing up, and they're all
this sounds entertaining.
They're pretty good stories. I enjoy them. I like old movies, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Australian Rules Football Women's League is on now.
Oh.
I'm watching that. I have mixed feelings about giving the Australian government any money because it is a government-run league, but I really love footy.
And it's what we talk about a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
You can find something wrong with every fucking place, and so you can't boycott them all.
I can't boycott
so go
them
get
all.
what you like.
I thought about it, but I'm like, oh no, that's the one sport my wife and I both enjoy together.
You enjoy it,
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. I have a thing for I think they're wonderful Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I don't like what Chick-fil-A does with it, but I love their sandwiches, and I believe it is the hate that makes their sandwiches taste so good.
And I believe it is the love. So who's to say who's wrong or right?
I wish they would take my suggestion to change it from waffle fries to hater tots, but I mean, I eat at Chick-fil-A at least once a week. Nobody else makes a sandwich like that.
Well, here again, they didn't come out and say anything. They were asked.
No, somebody just looked at what
he gave his opinion, and then went on, and then everybody grasped on it. It's like, no, he was asked. He didn't go out there and say anything.
But now you know where their money was going and continues to go, and then you make the choices, and that's.
And you know what? Chick-fil-A is delicious. I love it.
I love them. I fucking love them. And I will say this: I don't want to change the theme of our podcast, but when you look at how, like we have a theme, when you look at how businesses handled the pandemic, and you want to know how to handle it proper, look at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
they set up a tent. They set up online ordering. They still haven't opened their insides, and I guarantee they're making more money now during this pandemic than they did before. They adapted. They've always been able. I love watching how they handled this, and it's like
for a major corporation, they adapted real quick,
real fast, and I was impressed.
Yeah, and they handled it right as a business model. They did handled it right. They didn't coerce anybody. They didn't try and force anybody to do anything.
No.
Even when all that crap was coming down, they were like, "Nah, we're gonna fight." I think they were one of the companies fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
So good for them.
But yeah, I applaud them. I don't like I said, don't have to agree with where they spend their shit or stuff. I like their sandwiches, and that's all that matters. So fuck you.
I like Chick-fil-A.
I do too. I like Chick-fil-A.
Real quick, okay, let's see if we have a theme. How's that? Are you ready for a theme?
I'm ready for a theme. Let's have a theme.
I made a couple of bullet points for Scott and I to talk about, and he'll throw in other bullet points that he's come up with. Just something off the cuff. Who knows? I'd like to talk about. Yeah, you don't need to shut up. You're wearing short sleeves. I know that. What makes a critic, Scott? What do you think makes a film critic of plays or comic books or anything like that?
Every single one of us, every single person is a critic. Yeah. Every single person has something they like. What makes us critics is we're just vocal about it. Dave and I started. This podcast actually started when we worked the same horrible night shift, and all we could do was talk about movies.
Yeah.
And our coworker Stacy, I don't know if you're listening. Hey, Stacy.
I hope so.
I hope so. But
this is her idea.
It is her idea. She's like, you guys, you fuckers are funny. You should do a show. And we're like, eh.
Yeah. And then we stopped and thought about it one night. Like the second or third time she said it, you and I looked over and we're like, you know what? Maybe she might be right. We should try it just for fun.
And we did. 80 something episodes later.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years into this. Yeah.
And we're finally discussing how and why we got into it.
But what makes a critic? We love movies. And we, I think if you want to talk about something, you've got to have an interest in it. You have to, and a little bit about myself. I love to watch movies, but I also act, I write, I direct, I film. I have my hands in all aspects of movie making. So I love to watch movies, and I watch them differently than I used to years ago. Now that I'm part of the industry, I can't watch a movie that has a bunch of moving people without thinking, how much did this cost? Look at all these background people. Look at their costumes. Right. The costuming department must be huge. This is the shit that goes through my head. Yeah. I watched Grease. I about shit at the logistics of trying to get all these people together to dance, all the costumes, all the music numbers, everything. It's not just, hey, Dave and I will grab a camera and just go make a fucking movie, but that's not really how it goes. There's a lot of moving parts. So
Rodriguez might have something to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go and do it, but there's a lot, and it's
what we do isn't exactly movies. We do like little clip shorts, which is cool, and I thoroughly enjoy doing it. And that I learned a lot just by the little bit of stuff that you and I were doing.
Well, you are. It's just a shorter feature film.
So that's really
same
fun.
Moving parts.
And here, I mean, are we the normal critics? Excuse me. Are we like a Siskel and Ebert?
No.
I remember watching
in
Siskel
some
and Ebert
ways.
as a kid, and I remember thinking, these guys aren't really all that entertaining. I mean, they discuss movies, but very rarely do I ever remember Siskel and Ebert liking a movie that whenever I finally went to see it, I liked.
Yeah.
And the movies that they always said, oh, these are great movies, you got to go see them, very rarely were they what I considered a good movie. I may change my mind now because I'm much older than I was when they were on. I was like 12 or 13 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their critic, Scott and I think always try to find something positive about a movie if we can.
Try to.
There was a few that were just so hideous that we couldn't. But generally speaking, like Rudy Ray Moore, not a great actor, not a great presence. You know, some people walk out on stage and boom, they have a presence.
Not Rudy.
Not Rudy, but Rudy had drive, he had love, and he had the ambition to do what he was doing.
It shows.
And I think we've talked about that.
We have.
So I always try to find something positive about a movie, and I don't think a lot of critics do. I don't think if we can be considered critics, I don't consider myself really a critic. Not a typical critic. We're two guys that sit down and talk about.
We aren't the typical critic because we spoil the hell out of stuff. We talk about things just because we enjoy it. And there's to me the key. My first thing when I watch a movie and after the movie's over, the first question I ask myself, did I enjoy that? You know, I'm going to know it right away whether or not I enjoyed it, or did I feel like I just wasted an hour and a half to 3 hours of my time?
We've discussed movies like that.
Yeah, if I have fun, that is a big part of whether or not I just had watched a good movie. Now, there's a lot of critics that will critique the finer points of all the way down to somebody's acting and how this was directed and how this was shot. I find that a little arrogant in some ways. And some of these critics that I see pop up in my social media feeds, there'll be a movie that everybody loves, but here comes this critic to shit all over it and break it apart. And it's like, oh, look at me, I'm fucking edgy, check me out. And I just want to say, did you enjoy the movie? I mean, did you have fun? I mean, we've talked about Scorsese referring to the Avengers films as theme park rides, and that's exactly what they fucking are. Yeah, but the bottom line is, and Scorsese even says they're entertaining, you know. Yeah. Did you have fun?
He didn't say that they weren't entertaining.
Nope.
That's what everybody started hammering him for. And he's like, I never, you know.
No. And I 100% stand by it. That is not high cinema. Because here's the thing. And I'm all over the place. And this is how I watch a movie too. My brain's going crazy. Right. But a friend of mine on Twitter, I forget who it was who had posted, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Wow.
I can't answer that. But I will tell you, there's two movies that pop into mind when I think of what movies were done so fucking well. And it's Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon are two that come to mind right away for me, off the bat, that I can't find anything wrong with. Anything. So that's.
And about Casablanca, I don't know if I said it whenever we were reviewing it, but they started with almost no script.
I know you did. We talked about that in the podcast. So go back and check it out.
Yeah, I saw the video, the interview of the lady and one of the ladies and the guy that were writing it, and they were like on set writing dialogue, and they're running it over to the actors, handing it to them like, this is the next scene. These guys didn't know what the heck was going on. No actor had a full script to read at any time. That's amazing. Could you imagine anybody trying to do that now? When they try and do that now, it's garbage because they don't have the talent that they used to have.
No.
And that's not to say that there aren't talented
No, that's true. It's true.
There are very good writers out there. But man, it's tough to find them, I think.
Yeah.
You know, when you hire your friend because they're your friend instead of somebody who can do the job, that shows. It really does.
It's best to have friends that can do the job.
Exactly. People that you enjoy to work with.
Yeah. And that's what we see. And when we watch these movies, even though you brought up Rudy Ray Moore, and that is a criteria. If I'm going to watch a Rudy Ray Moore movie, I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I'm going to get violence. I'm going to get boobs. I'm going to get drugs and alcohol and good music and a good time.
Yeah.
Not always good music, but sometimes some pretty decent funk.
Yeah. Pretty good funk usually.
Yeah. You know, I'll get to look at the clothes. I look at the cars. I listen to the dialogue. They're fun movies. They're crazy movies. I mean, I always think of Petey Wheatstraw. And it's like, that was a fun fucking movie. It was
a fun movie. And there were questions that he didn't even bother answering in that. And I didn't realize he didn't answer them until the rolling credits. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? Wait, there are questions to be answered here.
Was Rudy Ray, that Petey Wheatstraw, was that the watermelon movie?
Yeah.
Yes. That had so many watermelon references. Is like, oh my God.
And anybody else would have been thrown in, prison for that or sent out to Coventry and been forgotten. Rudy Ray Moore is like, fuck it, it's funny, let's do it.
It's funny. It was
that's
funny.
What I respect about a lot of the movies that we have watched, even the bad ones, is whatever director or writer or actors that were doing them just said to heck with it. I'm in it. I'm here. Well, what about the repercussions? I don't care about them.
Fuck the repercussions.
Like Serial Mom. Don't do this. It'll ruin your career. But it's a good movie. I don't care. I'm good. Didn't hurt her career.
Serial Mom is a great example. That was unexpected. I was really unexpected. And that was the first time I'd watched it all the way through. John Waters is very much a kindred spirit with Rudy Ray Moore. Yeah. It's like, fuck you, I'm making a movie. And
not great movies usually.
Yeah. I throw movies, him. Yeah. Fun. Serial Mom is fucking great. That's great. It's fucking good, man. It's really good.
What do you think makes a professional critic?
Well, I think they just found somebody to pay them for their views.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Where I was thinking. How do they get the blue check mark? I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything. What's a blue check mark?
Something on Twitter, I think. I don't know.
Oh, a verified account.
Yeah,
I don't
know. A verified thing. But I sat there and I was thinking about that. Like, what's the difference between what you do and I do, and what somebody does and gets paid? I'm like, a paycheck.
That's it. That's it. We do the same thing.
We do it out of the love of the form of storytelling.
Exactly.
And I think what happens is a lot of these guys are getting paid a certain amount of money, and they start thinking, "Hey, you know what? I don't need to."
The doctor was here.
Yeah.
I heard the emergency brake.
Run. My next sentence was gonna start with the doctor, but they start getting paid a certain amount of money, and it's like, well, they expect me to hate things, or they expect me to be ugly on things.
It makes
and
you
I think
wonder.
a lot of them get stuck in that,
Yeah.
And whereas we don't, and I don't think we could. Let's say somebody came to us and said, "Hey, we're going to pay you guys X amount of dollars a year, and just do your thing." I would have to have it in a contract that we signed that we are doing what we're doing. This is it.
Our views are our views, and we get to stick with it.
You're not going to tell me that I have to go in and shit on a movie. Or I have
to praise one.
Beat a movie that I think is garbage, one way or the other.
I
don't know if you'd be able to get that contract.
I don't know, because it does make me wonder. Is like, what are these people being paid? But also, I don't think we come across as arrogant know-it-alls.
No,
I'll be the first to admit when I don't know what the fuck was going on in a movie or anything like that. I find movies entertaining. And to me, that's what makes me a critic, because you and I started talking about them, and it's like, this is entertaining. I like talking about this shit. So maybe other people might want to hear us. And we have a different niche than these people are getting paid. I'd like to get paid, and I would do even more current movies if that would get us paid.
At that point, we'll start doing movies that were made last year.
Hell, I'll do this week if you want to pay me. I'll go to the movies.
We'll be able to afford to go see the movies.
Yeah, right now, we are in the hole and have been for some time, and will continue to be. So please click like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mother. Help us out.
But I agree. I don't think we're arrogant. I am very opinionated about some people and some ways of acting. No, believe it or not, I am. I know it's hard to notice. I know you don't really
opinionated. We're all opinionated.
and I really do try, except for KK Crazy in Star Wars,
Ah,
that I try not to call people names like I just did.
yeah,
But when somebody ruins something and it seems like they're ruining it on purpose, I have a problem with it, and I will call
I
it out. I
understand that.
will insult that person or peoples that are doing it because there's no reason to do it. That's where I fall, and I try not, even then I try not to be too hateful.
Well, let me talk on that just real quick because
Okay.
that's and I know your feelings toward Disney and its current leadership, and you make no secret of that, and that's
No.
if I was a fan of something to the level that because I know what Star Wars means to people, and I know
Yeah.
how much of a part of their life it is. If I saw something that was done to something that I loved, and it seemed almost blatant and almost purposeful,
Right.
I would be very upset too, and I understand that, and it's
Yeah.
important to note that a lot of people would dismiss the ravings of you and other people
Madman.
as toxic fandom.
Yeah. Or
And no, I
toxic
think
masculinity. I love that one. It's toxic masculinity.
that's not toxic masculinity.
Because I'm a guy. Yeah,
No,
because I'm a guy.
no, that doesn't fit that definition. People are crazy. But it's I understand where you come from and other people come from, and I think it's quickly dismissed. You're passionate. You're not toxic.
Yeah.
You're just passionate about what you like, and it's okay to dislike where the hell it's going. And I would be mad too if that's what I saw happening to something that I absolutely loved. I understand the issues with Star Wars, and hell, we may have to critique the last trilogy and do a review.
Yeah,
I actually wouldn't mind doing that. I would be down.
And with that said, I would also want to do the first three because that's where all the problems started, in my opinion. Now,
What, 4, 5, and 6?
No.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3.
When I say the first three, I mean
we're going chronological, just trying to make sure.
Chronologically, how they're supposed to go chronologically, 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I would literally say that's where the problem started. And Double K just started building on that problem. That's my opinion. Now,
I think we should
be wrong. Do you think it's a good idea?
I think it's a great idea. I would love to, because this is important to people, and everybody's seen it. We can spoil them.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their opinions on it, and I think that it'd be great to talk about, especially with the stuff that's going on. So in the future, we are going to, in 2022. Guess what? Star Wars is coming your way. We're finally going to do it. All of them.
At least the first episodes 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, and 9.
But as long as we got to throw in Rogue One and Solo while we're at
it. Anything that's new in the Star Wars universe for the movies, I think is a good idea. I think we can
stay off 4, 5, and 6. Those are fucking great.
They don't ever need to be touched. Stop
even if they're not, because they're not. I enjoy the fuck out of them. I know, don't get all mad. They're not genius. There's problems, but here's the thing. Here's what. here's where my criteria goes in. I enjoy the movie. I had a lot of fucking fun. I think about them all the time. I will make references.
Right.
They are very much a part of me, and I can't shake it. So it doesn't matter, So
and there again, awesome. The last three are remembered for all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
In my opinion. And again, that's the difference between, I think, for you and I, and the difference between what we do as opposed to what some other people do.
Right.
Is we go, this is our opinion. This, that's take it or leave it. Take it with a grain of salt, roll it up, throw it up, The Overlord DVD is right. That's the guy that's on YouTube. That's the channel. Doomcock. He's right. It's my opinion. This is just, conjecture, what have you. Take what you will. If you found that anything I've said is helpful for a movie, or you just look at me and go, why does he like these movies? Absolutely horrible movies. But there's always something that almost always, there are a couple movies we watch. Oh, nothing I can find is good.
Yeah, but there's been a few.
usually I can find something good, positive.
Usually the credits are pretty good on those.
Yeah, as they're the end. Thank God.
Yeah, thank you, Jesus.
But usually we find something positive to say about somebody or something. Can you hear her little nails tapping around?
Yeah, it's all good though. It's don't worry about it. She's excited.
My dog.
Daddy's doing a podcast.
Yeah, she come in and her little nails. She just clicked on the floor. Plunk, 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 plunk.
It's all good.
But I just think that the way we do it is very different from the way most people do it. Like
Feels
you
that
said,
way.
we do we will spoil a movie. And I was thinking about maybe we should make like a little I don't want to say plaque, but that's not like a place card for a second.
Yeah.
Like, we will spoil this movie. This is the movie we're watching. We're going to spoil it. Or just whatever movie's here, this week, we're spoiling. If you haven't watched it, stop now, go watch it and come back.
Well, and we pretty much always say that, hey, spoilers abound, here they come.
Yeah. Yeah. So, something. That way everybody going in knows that it's going to be spoiled.
And we have a niche of old movies for the most part. So things we do, most people have seen. And if they haven't, they'll go check it out. Yeah. And, I'm okay watching a movie I haven't seen if it's spoiled. I'd rather not know and just kind of go in fresh. But sometimes it's okay, to hear an old thing. Right. It's like, oh, shit, I ought to check that out. Those guys really liked it. It's like you mentioned Mal couldn't figure out what we saw in Devil Girl from Mars.
Yeah.
And I want to
texted me. She's like, I just don't see it. And I'm like, fair enough. I get it.
It is fair.
I absolutely know that is a bad movie on a lot of levels.
It is. It's on the list for bad movies.
Yeah. I love bad movies.
Yeah.
But for a bad movie, it was pretty good.
Well, and this is a good example. A lot of critics are going to go into that and say it's cheap sets, bad effects. Right. If they talk anything about the acting, they're talking out their ass. That movie has fine acting in it. It's all fucking good.
Yeah.
But here's a case of you and I watched this movie. We saw it for the acting. We could tell it was written as a play. And the little shithead kid. And, it really wouldn't go down this way because men would be lined up for miles just to take a ride to go on a sex
planet of beautiful virgins? No, I will not
Where do I sign up? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you're a scientist. You got glasses and you're chubby. Tell me you wouldn't be running to that, buddy.
That was the problem with the movie. That was the only problem I really had. So
if we were going to redo that movie, that ending would change.
Yes, it would definitely change.
Britain or in London, and that'd be a line around the block.
Which in itself
one line
is a message that even I think that movie was trying to do, but it didn't do it well. But it tried.
They had some really good visuals, and then the robot really ruined it for me. That's a horrible robot.
But I still love that fucking movie so much.
It's a good movie. What else did I write here? We kind of talked about this one. Why do we do what we do?
Because we have fun. We have fun. I like talking to somebody about things I enjoy. Yeah. It's just because we have fun. We record it. We put it out on the YouTubes and the interwebs and all the podcasting platforms because we enjoy it. We hope that maybe y'all enjoy it. I don't know. Somebody's listening to us, but God, we could use some more listeners.
Lots of listeners. Many people.
Please.
Tell a friend, and they'll tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. But I was actually impressed. We actually got some more followers on YouTube. So
very good. We are getting a few more. It is so. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. We haven't thanked you yet. Sorry, we're 20 minutes into our talk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that you've touched on is we try not to shit on a movie unless it's just so absolutely horrible because we know what goes into it. And I just go right back to the criteria. Is it fun?
Right. Right.
And there's been a few that I wanted to. Night of 1,000 Cats. I barely made it through the fucking credits at the beginning. 3 minutes in, I'm ready to turn it off.
Remember?
Yes.
Like, oh my God, this movie. You're like, I know.
If you don't believe us, go on Tubi, pull up Night of 1,000 Cats, and try and watch the credits. Just try and make it through the credits.
Try and make it through the first 10 minutes without wanting to turn the television off. I'm not even saying turn the channel. without
You're
wanting
crazy.
to turn off your television and reading a book. You'll be like, oh, these guys weren't wrong about this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, that's just it. We are going to have Dave and I don't always agree on movies, and we are definitely not going to agree with everybody out there listening. You may think we're stupid, or, hey, you fucking nailed it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's the beauty of it. It's my personal opinion. It's Dave's personal opinion, and we don't all have to agree. So it's just.
And unlike Siskel and Ebert, we don't try to insult each other for not liking the other guy's opinion.
No, I'm not like, what? And the only reason I might be shocked is, yes, but and but I see, now I don't know what the fuck I was going to say.
We don't always agree, and
and no, and that's just it. We don't. If I'm in shock that David doesn't agree, it's because I read the situation wrong. I thought him wrong. I thought, I thought I knew you, and it's like, no, I didn't. Wow, okay.
Well, I've done that with you for a couple of movies too, where I thought, oh, he's gonna love this, and you're like, this was horrible, and I'm like, whoa, wait, what? Or you said you didn't like it, and I'm like, wait, wow, really? You're right, because we're in sync on a whole lot of humor, and we're in sync on a whole lot of, like, I guess, drama type stuff. So my hope for, like, old movies, especially that I've seen when I was a kid or I've heard about. Mm-hmm. Those are the movies that I really want you to like. I'm like, oh, I hope he's going to like this. Yeah. And then whenever I'll see a movie that I thought was going to be really good, an old movie, and I'm like, oh, that sucked. And luckily, so far, I think we've been pretty much in sync with the old bad movies. We
have.
Yeah. So that's always fun. I just like to find things that you haven't seen. You like to find things that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
And that's always good. And that takes us into the next little bullet point is, how do we pick our movies?
How do we pick our movies? We started off just kind of randomly. We thought, hey, let's fire off the podcast with blaxploitation. So we fired off with Coffee. Can't go wrong with Pam Grier.
No, you cannot.
And then we just started to look around and see, well, hey, this director did Spider Baby, so let's go into here.
Yeah.
And, blaxploitation. Let's follow this trail. And what happened is it turned into a theme. We started, 4 weeks in a month. We release one a week, 4 movies a month around a central theme. And we kind of been doing that from the beginning. But how do we pick a movie? It's just honestly, I think we were just talking. It's like we think of one or something like that, or see something. I've just been Googling bad movies. I just type in bad movies and get lists and start looking.
Yeah.
There's so many streaming services out there. We praise Tubi a lot, but
Tubi is a really good one. They're kind of hard to find a movie.
Oh God, you could spend hours looking for a movie on any of these places.
Before you find a movie, you'll be ready for bed. Sometimes
that's what happened to me on Tubi. An hour and a half into looking at the horror selection is like, hell, I'm not watching anything.
I would recommend Old School Saturday Morning on Tubi because they have some old
nice.
Scooby Doo. They have some
very cool
Archie comic type cartoons.
Oh wow,
some older stuff. But yeah, what else do we? Pluto TV is pretty good because they have channels. Like if you want to watch the Addams Family.
It's streaming live TV basically, but it shows. You can go to the Addams Family show, or I watched a lot of Chris Angel, the illusionist, on there and stuff.
Yeah.
So
they had, and now Tubi has it, Fantasy Island and the Love Boat.
Oh shit!
Tubi has Fantasy Island. I don't think they have Love Boat yet, but I think Love Boat is on
Pluto.
I think. It's
on wow! Pluto. Now I had recently sent you a screenshot of what I have a Roku TV, so I started looking through the channels there, and there's a lot of classic channels and stuff on there.
Horror something. Horror. It was just horror.
It was a classic horror channel, and there's some old stuff on there. And it's like, oh hell, I'm going to go through here and find
good. That's got a lot of promise. That one.
Dave and I are cheap. We like things for free. So that's where we go watch our movies, mainly.
Part of it is, most of it is that I'm cheap.
I mean, be real.
But I also want anybody who's out there, let's say you're on a budget and you no, not everybody's made of money, especially nowadays. Nobody's got enough money.
No.
But if you have a Roku and an internet access, you can find.
Oh my God, your entertainment's there.
Movies. I think you can find most of these movies. We've had to rent a few here and there, but it's mostly because we were like, hey, why don't we watch this? It's free on Amazon. We go to Amazon and rent. When did you guys change that?
Yeah.
It was free yesterday.
It's happened a few times, yeah.
Then we're so built up to watch it.
That's one of the things with like Tubi and these other free things. You could have these streaming services and not spend any money other than your internet. I also have several others that I spend as much as if I add real cable, but I can just go to whatever the hell I want to watch when I want to watch it, and that is a good thing, especially for us. We don't have to wait for something to come out or, you can just watch it right away. And we do go to the free services. But how do we choose? It's basically around a theme or something we saw as a kid.
Yeah, and it seems like what we do is it's kind of random. Like one of us will throw out a movie and the other one will go, oh, wait, there's another movie that's like that. Look, kind of how we fell into
AI.
The AI, exactly. Yeah. We fell into that by quite accident. We had a different theme going,
and it turned into an AI theme.
AI theme. And then what else? We were talking about something. We had talked about John Hughes. Mm-hmm. It was Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
John Hughes film, and we were like, "Well,
John Hughes month."
I like Pretty in Pink. You like Pretty. Let's do the John Hughes month. It just kind of rolls out. It's like one of us will throw out a movie, the other one will throw out a movie. If we do blaxploitation, there is enough great movies out there to find, and enough bad movies if we just want to tear them apart and then praise them at the same time. Which is, I think we do a lot of that. I mean,
we do, and
and I like that about us. I mean,
I want to reiterate that
we swear a lot on this channel.
No, we fucking don't.
We drop the F-bomb left and right, but it's all mostly it's in very good humor, like
It's my favorite word. I'm going to use it. I sprinkle it on like seasoning.
That's right. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Spread your fucks everywhere until you have no fucks to give. That's my motto.
Genghis Khan did.
He did.
Look at him now. Everybody's related to that guy.
Yeah, he's not in my chain. If he is, it's way down there.
Yeah,
but yes.
That's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That was just one of the. What was the other point? Why? This is more for me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's why do we watch old movies or bad movies on purpose?
That's a great question.
For me, they're fun to watch. They're very fun to watch. They're very, they're easy to talk about. If you have something bad, and I know this sounds.
It's true though. That's why we have the critics out there that we do.
Yeah. If I have something bad to talk about, but in a good fun way, that's what I like to do. Like, what movie were we talking about that we both just were tearing? Like Devil Girl from Mars. We'll pull that up again because it's a good fun movie. We could have just shredded that movie, but while we were watching this movie that we purposely
I fell in love with it
because it was going to be bad. It turns out it was actually pretty damn good. For me, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that movie a lot.
Fuck out of that movie.
And we did tear up some stuff like, the doctor and, no guy's not going to want to go with that kind of attitude. Yeah. But they're fun. If you can find a bad movie, Plan 9 from Outer Space, not a great movie. But
let me hold you there.
Into it.
That's one we set out when we were doing bad movies. And
right.
I had never seen it, believe it or not. I had never seen an Ed Wood movie.
I know, when you told me that, I was like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So I watched that, and it was like the worst fucking thing I had ever seen. I was so disgusted. It's like, what the fuck, Dave? This is
you
horrible.
You were mad at me for 2 days.
I was. It's like, fuck.
I know.
Now, I am a fan of that movie because I've seen even worse. And one of the things that helped me, that was early on, and you start watching, say what you will about Ed Wood, motherfucker had heart. And it shows.
He tried.
And when it shows
really hard.
When you see somebody try like Ed Wood, Rudy Ray Moore, it sells it. It's like, I don't care it's bad. God bless you for making this.
When I get offended at movies, they're not the movies that I get, and I'm not even sure if offended is the right word, but when I get upset about movies, it's because they have actors, like professional actors. They have professional set designers. They have money that, they have actual money that's being put towards the movie for a budget. And they're bad, and they're as bad or worse than Ed Wood, but without the heart.
Yeah.
That's when I get upset about a movie. That's when I look and go, and I think we've talked about a few of those that we've just looked at them and went, wow, give me that money that you just gave them. I could have gone out and made a better movie. And
Look,
I'm not a movie guy. I'm not a making movie kind of guy, but I could have made a better movie. I would have at least made a fun movie. You know what I mean?
It's frustrating because when I got into acting and being in movies, one of the first movies that I'm in, and I'm not even going to repeat the name, but it was created by the Asylum, Sci-Fi Channel.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say about that. It was disheartening. I was so excited to be a part of a movie that's going to be on TV and everything. So, and it still is. And it's really cool that I don't share the screen, but I share credits with Danny motherfucking Trejo.
Right.
Never got to see him, but we're in the same fucking movie. I got my
movies mixed up, but
you know which movie.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
So it was very disheartening to just see how bad this movie turned out.
Right.
And I realized that it was just a cash grab. It was a money venture. It was like, okay, we're going to spend this much. We can do this. This is honestly, I think some of these movie companies, and I don't find anything wrong with this. So before y'all roast me on the internet, I perfectly support this. They do this just to make money. It's like flipping houses. It's like, I got this much money. I can do this. We can turn it. We can sell it to overseas. Boom, done. On to the next. They assembly line these things, and occasionally they'll have a hit. I don't like that as an actor or somebody who likes to watch movies, but I understand it from the business side, and God bless them. Just go on. It's just when you see that, you smell the money while you're watching the TV. It's like, God, what the fuck? Really? You got somebody because you can afford them. You put all your budget behind one actor. Throw some other people.
There's your budget.
There's your budget. And it's like, wow. When you see people do so much with so much less.
Yeah.
Then you feel the heart, you see what's done, and
kind of like the movie, the one that got the name changed, that you were in.
Yeah,
there's a ton of heart in that. They did a good job. They really did. That was a no budget movie.
I'll name that one. Demon Squad is what it's named now.
You wanted me to do
that.
Oh,
absolutely. I do, because I have some information about Demon Squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great.
Sometime in March for all our listeners. I forget what the date is, but Mystery Science Theater 3000 launches their Gizmoplex streaming service to show this whole new season of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and Demon Squad is one of them and should be airing in March.
Great.
And I cannot fucking wait to be roasted by the crew.
I'm going to have to watch that. I will get this damn channel just to watch.
I am buying the channel as well. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see that. So, and that's just it. And you bring up a good point about Demon Squad. It is a very low budget, almost non-existent. The very first movie I have ever done, first time ever on a set, was this movie. And it's a lot of fun. And you can see, when you watch it, you can see where Thomas and Aaron were going with the story and what they wanted to do and the universe that they were creating. And they basically did create a universe. So if somebody wants to showcase Mobile as the center of Supernatural, it's a great freaking location.
It's beautiful. So, there's a shot in that I thought of when I'm guessing he used a drone.
Yes, at night
over the bay. Yeah. And he's coming into the city. And I was looking at that and I was like, that's a good shot.
Yeah, it was. That was a really good shot. It made Mobile look like a bigger metropolitan than it is.
But it also made it look kind of creepy, because it's not a big city.
No.
It's not New York. It's not Chicago. Oh, no. It's not, L.A. But the way it looked was very like, I could see magic being done there. I could see the story taking place there. At least that's how I felt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I liked the actress that played the secretary. I thought she played a really good, cool character. The main guy was really cool. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. I'm horrible with names, folks.
It was Nick Moon was the character.
Nick Moon is the character. That's right.
Christian Fulmer, he did an excellent job as Nick Moon. I just loved watching that guy do that. He had the hat and the chemistry he had with Daisy, his secretary, was. I mean, it was good. Yeah, Christian really nailed that shit. It was
there
good.
You go. That's a low budget movie made with heart. And I damn sure would say anybody that watches that movie, if you don't see the love that was put into that movie, then you have no heart. You know?
Thank you.
And for me, I honestly think that. And that's not just because you're in it. I mean, I've watched a couple other movies that aren't you in it. No, aren't you? But that are like no budget movies.
Yeah.
See that they didn't have the heart, or they didn't have.
And that's what I was getting at.
Try to take the time to build something better, you know.
That's what I was getting at. I was in a movie with a pretty decent budget. Like I said, Danny Trejo was in it. But I think the movie's horrible and it didn't have the heart. You watch it and you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
And like, are you entertained? No.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of it. And that's why I like to pick bad movies. A low budget movie isn't necessarily a bad movie. And a big budget film definitely is not necessarily a good movie. So I like to just find old movies. I like to find bad movies, especially like in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
The lizard person that ate Manhattan kind of thing. I love titles like that. Like the Starman. I got the Starman because of that 10-foot title that it was in. I was
another example of something that wasn't bad.
That was it was Ultraman basically. It was like a small Ultraman.
As a kid, I would have loved to have watched Starman as a kid.
Yeah. That absolutely would have fit my childhood. Johnny Sacco and his flying robot, Ultraman. I mean, these are all movies, television series I watched as a kid. You know?
Yeah, fucking cool.
Who wouldn't want a giant robot? Giant robot, rockets. You know, just blast the shit out of everything. You don't even shit what he was shooting at. Giant robot just fired his rockets at everything. Yeah. Like Giant Robot, could you aim? you just wiped out the drive-in theater. We just had it built. It was just paved.
Start again.
Start over. But yeah, I like to watch old bad movies because they're enjoyable. They're enjoyable to tear apart, and they're also enjoyable just because of the love some of these people put into these movies.
They are. I like to find the diamond in the rough, and it is easier to talk about something that's bad than it is something you like, because those are the things that stick with you. And thankfully, we've only had a couple that have just, I will never, ever, ever turn those on again. Ever. So you know.
That guy with Night of the Thousand Cats? Or whatever.
And Star Wars Holiday Special. The first holiday special. The Star Wars Lego Holiday Special was fucking excellent.
Very good. It was very funny. Yes. See, they should have made that in the movie. That should have been a movie. Like
absolutely should have been. It had a great story.
Yeah. At least you could understand, we could get away with that. Yeah. We could have got away with that. You know, somebody was kicking themselves in the ass, and the animators over at Lego were like, you guys are stupid. You could have just did this and, undid your entire universe.
No, you gave us Mary fucking Poppins.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that when we review episode 8.
Yeah. Oh. You're going to make me watch episode 8 again. That's okay.
It's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard.
I bought it.
Yeah.
You know why I bought it? Because I'm a freaking conventionalist. I have to have the entire.
And we're gonna talk about that in more detail, but I do want to bring up something because it goes in line with kind of what we're talking about, how we try to look for the good. There's a lot of good in episode 8, but it was left on the cutting room floor.
You're right.
Those scenes that they took out
were
necessary. They were necessary to make Luke a better, solid character. Yes. To have more chemistry between Luke and Rey, and it was just, I loved those deleted scenes. And when you take them out,
On the
it's like
island.
Luke's an asshole and Rey's an idiot. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck was this?
Yeah. What? Why would you even stay on that island with that guy? You know, why would you even talk to him?
But then when you see it, it's like, oh, okay.
And when they came into the next movie, it was like they promised you one thing and then just totally didn't give it to you. Like you're expecting, because George Lucas used to write circular story arcs.
Yeah.
Darth Vader was Luke's father, and and then you find out like throughout the books, all the books are kind of like that too. They're all kind of a circular arc. And they were headed that way, and then KK decided, I'm going to just poop on George Lucas's head, and we're going to discuss that a lot deeper, and I think it's a good idea. I think
it would be a great discussion because I have major issues with those movies, and it's funny because my issues with them are not the same as yours. So I think it'll be good for us to talk about it because I'm not the huge fanboy, but I have movie making and acting issues and acting choices and story problems with just looking at it as a movie. So
I have the same problem with that as I do with the Doctor Who. This new Doctor, and the fact that they gave this guy one last season to destroy it even more, I would have just went in and taken the keys from him and said, "You're not driving.
We're
anymore.
done. Yeah,
you're gone. Those are the shows you have. Yeah, no, we're gonna let the new guy. We're gonna let Davies rewrite all your crap.
So Davies is coming back. Is that correct?
Davies is coming back. That's supposed to be what.
So
really
please, happened. Russell T. Davies, save our series again.
I've read where people are saying, no, it's too late. They've done too much damage. And I'm like, this guy's a good enough writer. I've already figured out myself how I would fix it.
They're going to fix it the same way Marvel and everybody else is, the fucking multiverse.
That's kind of how I would fix it. But there is a precedence to this.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had her in the wrong universe.
I remember we talked about this,
So that entire universe that she's in, where all this crap happened, that happened, just not to her. To the other Doctor, the Doctor that she's somehow replaced or is there, and they think is the right.
Yeah.
They think that's their universe's Doctor. That's all you have to do.
It's very easy.
That is the fix. That boom, you're done. Walk away.
That show has the benefit of dealing with so much time travel and manipulation of time that it can get away with literally anything. And they have an easy way.
And I want him to bring Bill back.
Fuck yeah. Honestly,
if anybody can pull it off, it's Russell T. Davies. She was brilliant. I loved Bill. I
think what made Bill work so well, and I did love her too, was her chemistry with Capaldi.
Yeah. He needed
her. And she needed him.
Bill. And a lot of people hated that one other character that was on there.
I didn't like her. Jenna Coleman. Clara.
Jenna Coleman, yeah, Clara. See, and
I didn't like the character.
I did like the character. I just think they dragged the character out too long. Her story arc lasted way too long, and I don't think she was ever meant to last that long.
No, she was fine when she showed up with Matt Smith and everything, and it was.
Like I said, I think they just stretched. And whenever you dropped her in there in his timeline, and see, folks, this is what happens. We just start talking about
now everything. We're on fucking Doctor Who, which we don't review, but we're reviewing.
But I just think they could have done a better job. Like after they dropped her in his timeline, they should have used her a couple more times. Like if it were me, I'd have her showing up to help this Doctor.
Yeah.
Like I'm in your timeline.
They made her such a big character that you might as well roll with it. They
haven't used her again since, and I'm like, why would you not use her or Ashilda again? Ashilda is a multi-dimensional, or she's an immortal.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. There's your savior. And it's another strong woman going to save another strong woman. If you don't have one of the old doctors do it.
Yeah. So that being said, next week we have some surprise for you. Don't know what it is, but it will be something. We'll be back to movies. If you want to hear topics or anything, or got a question for us, please drop us a line. I would love to interact with our audience more. If you think you would interact with us live, drop me a line. We'll work on a live show. I don't know. Shit, we'll do something. Yeah.
We'll go
Fuck it.
live.
Yeah, live from the armpit of Florida, lower Alabama.
Only in the summertime is it the armpit of Florida.
It's the asshole right now, and it's puckered up tight because it's cold. Although here I am in short sleeves sitting outside, so it's really not so bad.
Chilly.
It's a
I can only
chilly.
open 3 of my windows instead of all 4.
It's horrible.
Terrible, damn it.
So thank you as always for tuning in, and thanks Dave for joining me on this wild ass ride of
Thanks,
movie
man.
reviews.
This has been fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Gonna be good.
It's good. So we will see you all next week with something movie.
Something movie.
Yes.
Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe.
Hit the subscribe.
Enjoy, folks. Cheers.
Later.